Well, this is a lot later than anticipated, so hello and welcome to the February 2024 instalment of Last Month at UK Funfairs. Now, sorry that there has been such a delay on this. There were a few last minute things and a few things that I needed to get pre-arranged before in advance to this episode. Also, as well, on top of the contemplating about recent things, I've already made a video on that previously, so I don't want to end up going over again, otherwise this would be a much longer watch than anticipated, like that one was. So in terms of this episode, there hasn't really been any news regarding events-wise. Now, in terms of new rides, before we do get to that, yes, we are aware of the confolding group extreme named Insomniac, which was built for Henry Roper. However, the reason why that's not going to be included in this segment is because that was built for a park, and we have no confirmed reports whether or if Henry will open with that ride on the travelling circuit, so hence why that Insomniac isn't included in this segment. Other than that, let's take a look at some news on the new rides that have been coming.
Things have been in full swing at PWS Rides in Windsor, as work has been carried out on the next two 10-arm Super Troopers, with the one in red expected to be Inferno for Stanley Thurston. Production has also started on the prototype Miami, and assembly is due to start very soon. Here is the main chassis of the Miami being built by the contractor. More twists are in production, with 4 chassis being prepared for galvanizing. Some progress on another 10-arm Super Trooper going through the finishing touches. And a video which shows so much progress going on at the firm in Berkshire. The upcoming Loop Fighter from Technical Park for Mitchell Taylor is more steps closer to completion. The page for the ride has shared the seating being put through the final assembly and preparation stages, as well as the central swinging mechanism under construction. The ride is scheduled to be completed later on in the spring.
And we will definitely have some further news on the Matrix, because as of recording this, it's actually debuting at Falkirk Stadium as we speak, so that would be included in next month's episode. So with that being said, let's take a look at some ride changes that have happened.
Todd Connell has sold his confolding group extreme named King Swing to Ryan Pearson. The new owner has been scouting for a ground to first open the ride under the new ownership. Richard and Martin Jennings have sold their Eli Bridge Scrambler named Twister to Tom Ellis. The ride has opened along with the rest of Tom's rides at the newly opened Dingles Fun Park of Lifton in Devon, where the Dingles Fairground Heritage Trust previously opened before the closure at the end of last year. The Sofeco Crazy Frogs named Bounce Nation of the late John Murphy has been passed on to son John Henry Murphy. We wish young John the very best of luck with a ride we have some history with, as we ridden this on many occasions during its time as 007 Shaken and Stirred at Flamingo Park in Hastings. Simon Steele has sold his Sonacase Twist to Steve and Natalie Guy. The ride, which situated at Barry Island during Simon's ownership so far, has not had its debut confirmed with the new owners. Dickie Turbot has sold his Fairmat Miami named Miami Music Trip to Robert McCormack. The ownership change happened back in October, but the news regarding the change didn't come into light until this February. Another classic PWS sizzler has joined the Danter family, as Joe White has sold his 1992 ride to Jonathan Danter. The new owner purchased the ride last week, and it is now at the yard awaiting its first outing with Jonathan. Following this sale, Joe William White has purchased the 2023 Mark III PWS sizzler from Michael Mulhern. The ride was recently spotted in the yard awaiting first outing with the new owner. After being in the hands of Kurt Hill from the end of 2021, the former Shane Rowland-owned Rock and Roll Dodgems is now back in the Rowland family after being purchased by young David. The Adesco track will be getting a new set of cars at some point during the 2025 season. Perrin Stevens has sold his KMG Freakout named Tornado to John Jennings Jr. The ride, which was the first ride of this model to arrive in the UK, will debut with young John at the Link Centre in Swindon. And with all that, back to the studio.
So that is it for the February 2025 instalment of Last Month in UK Funfairs. Now, despite how I've been feeling recently, I am going to still continue on as normal. However, like the mirrorless camera which I have been using to film my videos throughout 2023 and 2024, that's not going to be used as often as it has been previously. I am going to consider using my phone, because now that I've got a better phone, I'm able to get much better videos on it. So the phone is going to be used at a few fairs. Well, I say a few, but a handful rather. The reason for this being is because I want to see how I get on with it out at the fairs, if I do have any issues there with it, but also in terms of practicality, because I need something that fits in my pocket, and the mirrorless camera, even though I do have cargo zipped pocket, and even in a coat pocket, it's still a bit bulky and has caused some issue when getting on rides. So that's one reason I'm thinking about shifting away from the mirrorless. But I'm going to leave it right there. Again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, see you later.